Hi guys, so I decided to do this video today. I've been wanting to kind of share, because I've had a lot of questions lately. I wanted to share so that y'all would maybe get inspired and want to do it. I think it's the best curriculum. So let me tell you a tidbit about our homeschool journey. I literally only have about 12 minutes to be live with you, and then I have to go to church. But since kids aren't home, I thought I would do it now. Family. Okay, so we were homeschooling for 5 years. Allie, Manny, and I did pre-K with Elsa. And then my mother-in-law got sick, and we moved to Liberty, and I decided to send them back to public school last year. Huge mistake. Obviously, going back this year was crazy for them, and we definitely missed the kids being at home. I did like the free time that I had, but you can only power clean the house so many times a day. So we're back to homeschooling. I'm not doing what the school is recommending. I want to do my own. I did not like the distance learning last year. So we are doing something called, where's my teacher book? Gather Around Homeschool. So Gather Round is really amazing. It's Charlotte Mason style. They are called unit studies. So for the month of August, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe a little longer than August, depends on how much the kids like this unit, we are doing North American birds. So we'll be studying a different bird. We have 20 different, and I can post pictures down in the comments below of what all the birds we're going to study. But the cool part is, so for example, we're doing the bald eagle. I will read all about the bald eagle, the habitat, the diet, the life cycle. Gives me a ton of references so the kids can go and dig deeper if they really love the bald eagle. We're going to be watching some videos about him. And then they will go to their own workbook. So we're all studying roughly the same thing. James, he's a pre-reader. He can't read it all. He's just going to be doing coloring pages while I read because he loves to color. And he's 3. So, here's Elsa. Elsa, so for week 1, she'll have a coloring page. She'll do some letter tracing. Then she will find her sight letter for that week is I. She'll find it. A phonics worksheet. And that's it for that day. She'll go over to math, which is going to be Master Books Math. I can post a link in that also. Also, we do 100 easy lessons to read. And when she's done with that book, we're on lesson 37 right now, she will go over to, let me make sure I said this right, Language Arts for a Living Education. Okay. Well, here's Madison's. Again, Gather Round the Bird Study. Hers is more in depth. It says, you can remember what the bald eagle eats and how some things, or how it acts on certain things. It's all in, and she has to do all that information. Then she has to learn about the seal, some Bible writing, the nesting areas for the bald eagle, and then it's the next day. She will be doing teaching, that's not hers, that's Madison's, teaching textbooks math. This is amazing. It is online, so it's a CD we put in the computer, and this book is basically the printed version of everything on here. So it will give her a lesson, and then it will move on to like the questions, the practice questions, which are really cool. So everybody's learning basically the same thing when it comes to language arts, and not language arts, history, science, all of that stuff. So you can gather all of your kids around at one time and homeschool all of them at one time. Allison has one, and it has just been such a relief. One of the hardest parts about homeschooling is jumping from one grade to the next and feeling really overwhelmed, like, okay, I need to do history with this kid, now I need to do history with that kid, and now I need to do history with that kid. When you use Gather Round, you're doing all of it together, they're breaking off, and then you're there just monitoring them. Like, hey, what do you need help with? Do you need me to read those instructions? Did that make sense? You also have a lot of really fun books. So Gather Round gives you a book list, but basically anything that goes with North American birds. So we have some bird facts. I got this one yesterday at the Goodwill for $2. I was so happy. Birds. And then you can do fun books for like the kids. Your read aloud time. You're doing anything bird related. So horn hatches an egg. And I have a whole list from the library that I'm going to get when it gets a little bit closer to August, because we're starting on August 3rd. Allie will be reading To Kill a Mockingbird, because so is Bird. That's really all. I'm really, really excited. If you have any questions about Gather Rounds, let me know. It is not just birds. So the first unit is North American birds. Then I believe it goes to Asia. We'll be doing Africa, oceans, the human body, just straight North America, not the birds. South America. I feel like I'm missing one. Is that 10? It might have been. Who knows? I have the list, but I'm not the best at remembering that kind of stuff off the top of my head. But each 4 to 6 weeks, you switch, and it's really, really cool. I love, what did you say? Yes, learning just stuff about birds, for real, right? Like, but I will tell you, it has been really cool. So the kids, we're going to do lots of hands-on activities. We're going to get basically owl poop. They call it something else, but we're going to dissect it. Did you know that owls, they basically swallow most of their prey whole? And then, I'm trying to find you guys a picture. When you find their scat, or I think they call it droppings. I'm not the best about birds yet, but I will be at the end of this. Here it is, here it is. That is all that was in one owl pellet. They call it a pellet. Is that not the coolest? Sometimes you can find whole little animals. And that's really awesome for science. It's kind of gross, but how cool is it? My ex-husband, Casey, I was talking to him about this, and he said that he was able to put back together a few little animals out of one owl pellet, which is really interesting. And you never know what your kids are going to love. That's one thing I love about homeschooling, is that you are able to, yes, I will totally message you about Gather Round. So you're able to dive into different subjects, and your kids can do the bare minimum. If they don't really like birds, they don't really like the bald eagle, that's fine. Just do what we need to do. You don't have to go in deep. But say Allison is fascinated. We're doing hummingbirds. I love hummingbirds, y'all. Y'all have no idea. They're so beautiful. She really loves hummingbirds. She could spend that whole day looking up, finding out, maybe finding where we can go to a hummingbird sanctuary, not just birds, and really dig deep. Because honestly, education is important, but if you're not in love with what you're learning, what's the point? I mean, when you become an adult, it really, really, really is. Education is love for learning. You're cultivating their young mind. You're wanting them to grow and learn. You can read 50 books, the great classics. They're delicious and lovely and hearty. But would you rather have your child fall in love with one and want to learn all this information and remember it for all their days of their lives? Not, well, I read 50 books this week, like this month. I checked it off. I'm so smart. Yay, yay, yay. Not me. I want them to love it. And that's one thing that we really did miss when the girls went to public school. You did something, you moved on. You did something, you moved on. Like, the things that did... Sorry, my mom texted me, and my new phone makes a lot of noise. The girls really loved public school because of the socialization, which we're really good at doing that while we're homeschooled. And they liked having the group setting. They liked bouncing ideas off of each other. And that's why I chose to go with Gather Round, because we had not always done this. This curriculum is about 2 years old, and it's amazing. Like, so if you say you want to know more, I'm going to send you a private message. We can talk about it. I'm not an expert by any means. I can add you to their Facebook page and you can learn more about it, but it is something that is going to be amazing. It's going to cultivate their young mind and make them want to learn more. On that note, I can totally do a live every time we switch units so y'all can see, because I find it very fascinating to see what other people are doing, and I just really felt impressed to show y'all. So, I have to go to church. I pray that you have a wonderful Sunday. If you are not in church, I pray that you find one. If you have any questions, just let me know. Bye, guys.